If you've seen any of my past videos on here, you'll know I like my 80s cars, my pop-up headlights, and my wedge shapes. So when I got the opportunity to drive the TVR Wedge, you know I couldn't turn it down. Let's take this lovely example out and see how it drives. First things first, it is tighter than a duck's wazoo in here. I've got my knees butted directly between the steering wheel and the center console. My feet are canted off to the right, and my head is very nearly touching this sun visor, which isn't particularly great. Now, we should probably start off with a brief history of this car. The Wedge, as it was called, the whole series, was launched in 1980 as the TVR Tasman. Now, that came with a Cologne V6 and was available in either the Coupe, which was a two-seat plus a little bit of storage directly behind them, the 2+2, which had obviously an extra couple seats, not very usable though, and then you had the convertible, which you may have noticed I'm in now. It's currently 5 degrees out, but I thought, you know what, when in a convertible, you may as well give it a go. I'm freezing, but that's okay, because I'm having a lot of fun. Now, come around the 1984 mark, the Tasman name was forgone in favour of just calling it the Wedge series. Now, you had several options, ranging from the tiny little Pinto-powered TVR 200, which had 101 horsepower, all the way up to the 325 horsepower 450 SE. That was very rare and produced in very small numbers, but it was indeed the quickest version of this car. All versions of the Tasman were of standard TVR construction, which is to say fiberglass body over a tube frame chassis, powder coated in order to help it be protected from the elements a little bit better. And that lightweight construction was very lightweight indeed. All examples weighed around the 1100 kilo mark, and at the very top end weighed 1250, and those are with the Rover V8 examples and some of the larger Rover V8 examples at that. Top speeds ranged from 110 in that Pinto-powered car all the way up to 150 in that 450 SE. And it came with 4-wheel disc brakes to back up that going and stopping power. We had double wishbone suspension on the front and a semi-trailing arm set up at the rear, hydraulically assisted power steering, and it feels quite good. I've got a little bit of a clip on now, not an amazing clip, still within national speed limit, but I am having to shout a little bit, of course, because of this roof being down, and the steering is good. It's relatively sharp, especially for a car of its age. And, you know, I do kind of wish I had traction control, but again, it's a TVR. You're going to be holding on for dear life if you want to be going on at any decent speed at all. But hey, it's a lot of fun. Granted, it's a little bit cold out, so these tyres probably aren't getting quite up to temperature, and I'm not going to push it amazingly hard. But let's drop a cog or two. It's very quick, scarily quick, especially for a car of its age. We've got torque, we've got power, and thank God we have the steering and brakes to back it up. Now, with all the different versions of this car that were on offer, we should probably have a chat about what we're sitting in here today. Now, when it came out of the factory, this was a 400 SE. Thankfully, that means no Pinto, it means no Cologne V6, it means lovely, throaty Rover V8. I'm so glad we've got this version with this lovely, slick 5-speed manual. It's not the sharpest in the world, but I feel relatively confident slamming it into gear. It's actually all right. Now, it's rare on this channel that we will feature anything but a complete bog standard car, and I'll have to admit that this isn't quite a completely standard TVR 400 SE. It comes with a few sympathetic modifications, but the most noticeable ones are under that bonnet. This car has been, let's say, breathed on a little by Andy Rose Tuning. What that entails is a ported head for a bit better flow. It's got some Cosworth pistons in it. It's got a fast road cam, which is why it's a little bit choppy on idle. All that amounts to a lift from the standard 275 horsepower in this car to 300 horsepower, which, again, by modern standards, isn't an amazing amount, but you have to remember that this car weighs a hair over 1,100 kilos. And then when you shift down a gear and you put your foot down, you get that sound through that Magnacore exhaust and a hell of a lot of acceleration when you want it, which is quite scary in a car that is this lightweight and of this age. But I love it. This car's also had the benefit of a rewire, and of course when that engine has been taken out to have the work done on it, it's been brought back to life a little bit. This car is spick and span, even the interior has been done. We've got lovely magnolia leather over red carpets, and it's quite plush, despite being a little bit snug, let's say. I'll have to admit that this is my first TVR, and what a way to start. I don't particularly care that I barely fit in here. As long as I can touch all three pedals, and I can, almost with 1 foot, mind you, I'm a happy bunny. So what does this amount to? It amounts to an impractical mess with a tiny boot, a hell of a lot of power, very little weight, and some surprisingly good driving dynamics. And to me, that is exactly what a TVR should be. So with that, thank you ever so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring that notification bell if you want to see these videos as they come out, and leave a comment. Would you like to have one of these? Because I absolutely would. So with that, see you soon. Your 80s cars, your wedges, and your silly gloves, Lucas, I hear you say.